Our livestock guardian dog, River, is 2. She just turned 2. And so this video, we're going to talk about how her training is going, what she's been up to, some things we've learned, some things she's still working on. But overall, at 2, do they magically turn into perfect dogs? So follow along. She is our Karakachan, and I'll show you what she's been up to. 2 years is a long time to invest in an animal, so we wanted to give you some training updates on River. She is our Karakachan Livestock Guardian Dog. She has been awesome for us. We have really loved her, but she definitely is some work, so in a lot of training as well. So I wanted to walk through each of our animals and how she's been doing with those. We have Katahdin sheep, we have mini La Mancha dairy goats, we raise laying hens, and then we raise meat chickens during the summer as well, and then we have 2 barn cats on property. So we just wanted to kind of walk through how she's been doing in each of those areas, how she does with kids and visitors and neighbors and things like that. So we wanted to kind of cover all the things, where she's doing great, and just kind of give you an update on how she's doing. What's it look like at 2 years? I was joking with the kids that, well, she turned 2, so she's perfect now, which is a joke, but she is doing really well. And that 2-year mark, wanted to give a realistic look at what a 2-year-old livestock guardian dog looks like. Every dog is going to be different, but this is one raised on her own. We do not have an older dog helping, and by first-time livestock guardian dog trainers. So a little bit of none of us know what we're doing and how much her instincts are helping her and how much work we're doing with her. So thanks for joining us, and let me show you how she's been doing. All right, River. Okay. Come on in. Why are you not trying to walk in the door? There's a gate. It's wide open right here. I'm holding the rest of it. Okay, River, you can come in. Okay. She's being very funny. So, she's in here with the chickens. The thing she cares about most is chicken parts. We feed our chicken scraps to the chickens. And River very much appreciates finding them. River, I need you to come in the door. Come on. Get. Thank you. Nope. Oh, I missed it. I didn't have it on film. She's just trying to scavenge chicken parts. Overall, she has been very good with our living chickens. Nope. Good girl. So I've been correcting her on our chicken scrap bucket, and she's been doing much better. But so overall, if you've followed us for any period of time, you know that chicken is River's weakness. Yep, and so I'm gonna correct her there. Nope, we're done with that. You were in here. Chicken is River's weakness. As a pup, she did help herself to 2 different chickens. I really do blame us for putting her in a situation she should not have been in, unsupervised and with access that she shouldn't have had. She broke into one meat bird tractor and got herself a chicken, and then one like flew into her area. It was a free range chicken. So I don't blame her too much. She was young, and she had access she shouldn't have had. Anyway, she has not had any trouble since then. Actually, but she's never been left unsupervised with the chickens either. She overall ignores them. She is in here in the chicken run. She does not care about them at all. She cares about the food that we come out and throw for them. And so she's been doing great. She has been doing really well for a while now. I don't know that I would trust her 100% unsupervised, but at some point, if she needed to be left, you know, we could definitely test that. She's scanning here now. But see, she's just scanning for food. She's not paying any attention. No. Good girl. Yep. She's just scanning for food. She doesn't care about them. So she's doing great. 2 years old last week. And definitely has been some work with chickens. Livestock guardian dogs can be great with chickens, but that requires a lot of training. that is not necessarily something just built in. And just because a puppy was exposed to them until they're 10 weeks old does not mean they're magically going to be good with the birds. So overall, I'm very, very happy with her, but know that chickens and poultry definitely take some work. So she's a good girl. We just have to keep her off of the meat scraps and stuff. And it's been tricky how much chicken I feed her because we do raise meat chickens. And so that's a good food source for her. But I don't want to translate cooked chicken or whatever into the live ones walking around. So as you can see, this is interesting just watching her. She doesn't care about the live birds at all. Interesting. I think she thinks they might have a snack. She's trying to get snacks from them. All right, River, come on. Let's go out. Good girl. Come on. Let's go. Get out this gate with all these chickens here. Come on, girl. Out. Good girl. So we're hanging out just outside the garden space. And we've got this peach tree we're just sitting under, and she is facing our neighbor's property. So I wanted to talk about how she's been doing with all our neighbors. We have a skinny, long acreage, and then this one side backs up to several of our neighbors. Their properties all butt up to our fence, and she has done awesome. She has gotten to meet the neighbors as we are out working. We see them along the fence lines or in their backyards all the time. And she is super friendly with them. She comes up to the fence. She wants them to pet her. She does not bark at them when they're out working. And so I am so happy with that. And I think that is definitely a Karakachan trait, the less barking. So I give her full credit for that. She does not bark at them at all. The only neighbor she barks at is we have one with dogs up close here. She just laid down and hung out here, so I'll turn a little. We have one neighbor with dogs that come right up to the back fence, and so often she doesn't actually bark at the dogs. If she's put away in her fence and cannot reach them, then she'll bark at them to answer back, say, hey, I'm over here, this is my yard. And then sometimes they're out at night, and I've noticed that she'll bark at them if they're out, doing a bonfire or something like that. Not a ton. And we kind of keep her on the other side of the property so she's not a nuisance to them. But honestly, there's people out at night walking around. It's kind of her job to bark at that. So overall, I'm so happy with people. We've had visitors to the farm, people coming to either buy sheep or goats from us, or just friends coming to hang out. And she is so great with the people. And that's another thing we loved about the Karakachans, is that they're people friendly. Again, we kind of have a unique situation because we use those electric nets. She is not in with the livestock full time, and that's how we need her to be. That's how our farm is set up. We need her for protection of the kids and the people and being out in the woods and just as an overall farm guardian. And so she has been doing that very, very well. She is very friendly to people that come up that we are obviously greeting. We often have her out with us. Well, when people come, especially, people buying things from us, you never know who's going to show up. So I love having her out, and she does great. I have never once been worried about her with kids. From the very first time she was a puppy and met a little kid, the little kid kind of was startled because River was, face height, and River just laid right down in place and waited for the baby to approach her. Just so cool. That's all instinct. I did not train any of that. She didn't do that. She has only ever jumped up on a handful of people, and then as she's been corrected, she doesn't do that. She's only ever done that on adults, never on a child. So with people, a Karakachan is, a huge, huge blessing. I love having her. She's a great dog, and that's what I want. I do want a big dog on property. And I really do think that if you had some evil intention, that she'd pick up on it. Dogs can read people really well. So we haven't had any sketchy people over. And so we've had really great experiences. And I trust that as she gets older, we're starting to see a little bit more of her protectiveness. Maybe even just with the neighbor dogs, or her resistance to leaving the fence and coming back to us. but just trying to teach her that it's okay to leave it on the fence line. You know, they're the neighbors, they live there. You can't bark at the neighbors the whole time, or the neighbor dogs. So that's kind of an overview of the people and our visitors, and I'm really happy with that aspect of her. I think she is doing an excellent job, and I see her maturing in age. She is calmer around new people. She definitely wants to meet them, and obedience is hit or miss, mostly awesome, but I can definitely see that livestock guardian decision making, and she decides what she wants to do. And some of that, like, I do want her to scope out the people first and protect us, and then it's kind of an interesting balance, and that's where us being new to livestock guardian dogs, I think, comes into play. Is we're not always sure the best way to handle every situation, but overall I'm really happy with how she has been doing. So here's River in with our goats. I just put her in. Now again, she is not with them super often, so we'll just let it be how she is. These are my mamas, my 3 mamas and my 9 babies. She's gonna go over there and check on a baby. Now I've never been worried that she is gonna get aggressive with a goat. The only thing I'm concerned about is that she's gonna want to play with these little guys because they are so playful themselves. And so just I know it's not good for her to play with them, and some of the mamas help keep her in line, which is fantastic. So the mamas are like, nope, you can't, no. So I did correct her there. No. She's getting her ears forward and just being too feisty. So she is not perfect. She is too. She's still working on these same things, and a lot of this has to do with that she is not in here all the time. She could spend a whole lot more time with these guys, and I think she would have calmed down a lot more, but that's not how our farm is set up, so I don't always need her to do that. Caleb just came down. Are they gonna eat that?
Oh yeah, Tansy and Cedar love it.
You think he's gonna eat that apple?
Maybe not the bruise part, but see if Tansy will.
Oh, see if the little ladies will. We don't normally feed the goats treats because they're usually very picky. Ooh, she wanted a bite. Oh, you didn't cut it up. Okay, I don't think they're going to eat any of those pieces off the ground, do you? Oh. See if Wisteria wants one. There you go. Want some apple? She's like... Will Tansy eat it? Nope, it fell on the ground. I'm telling you. No. I'm too good for your apple off the ground. Telling you. Goats don't eat everything. Ah, Cedar ate it. I can't see it on the camera at all, but she took it right away. Good girl. Ivy's like, what about me?
Ivy doesn't like it when
Let's see if she'll take a bite off the one you've opened up now. Not through the... Yeah. Ivy's like, nope. Oh, look at the babies. They're so mean to mamas. Yep. See, and there's River getting too excited. And Ivy will always put her in her place. No? Okay. Hey, girl. So with the goats being at a point where I could trust her unsupervised, that's going to take some time for us because she's not in here much. but also I don't need to have her in here unsupervised. She's with the animals when we move them. I mean, sometimes like this just for practice for her, but honestly, she's never in here like this very much because she just doesn't need to be. These electric fences are the protection that they need. But it's good practice with these bouncy babies because she cannot chase them. So this is her second spring. Obviously, she was very young last kidding season, and so she would have been exposed to the babies, but not a ton. And so this is always good practice, getting her used to how excited the little ones are, and to, you know, make sure she's leaving them be. So another area River does great on is just kind of walking out back with us. So we have a little over 8 acres, and you know, most of the time that's why we love this collar, is because I want her with us to just hang out, and I don't stress about it. However, our exterior fences are not any good. So this is our left side fence. There's some barbed wire there and stuff, and a gate down, and it does technically keep cows out, but it is definitely not dog proof. And then just over there we can see the other houses and sheds past the sheep. That fence, that side is a little better, but absolutely there are still gaps and stuff. And so River goes down. She does love to hang out the creek. River, good girl. Yes, come on, we're going this way. Come. So the hesitation. Come on, River, come. Yes, good girl. So she stopped right away, and then she thinks about it. She's like, are you sure you want me to come? There's stuff out here for me to explore. I hear you talking and not calling me again. River, come. Yes, come on. Good girl, come here. And so I did not have to give her any sort of correction. She came, but there's also not a high value target at the end there. River, come. Yes. Good girl. Come on. All the way. She also loves to come near me. Good. Come near and then leave. She like gets just barely close enough. But honestly, she comes. I have the collar to help in a higher value situation. And so honestly, we had a German Shepherd way back when, and she didn't come this well. So I'm pretty happy with her recall. But when we're out here and walking, she'll kind of go do a loop. She'll kind of go around me. But if I turn around and walk back up the hill, I don't have to call her. She'll notice and she'll come with me. And that's what I wanted to point out. That's what's really cool, is she is paying attention to us, and she is aware of where we are. And so she kind of guards us a little, and then she comes back with us when we're done. So this neighbor here also has a dog. They're never out back. They're little dogs. So she always goes and checks, and then just kind of comes back on over. We're out here with the sheep. I think I'm waiting for Caleb to turn the fence off. There you are. Can you turn the charger off for me? So I'll get the charger off and I'll let River in and show you how she's doing with the sheep. The sheep are definitely feistier than the goats. They keep her in line, and I would say she's probably even a little afraid of them. River, come on back. River, come. Come here. Go ahead. Go. Go. Come on. Good girl. That was a tight gate. All right, girl. So Spot's back there. Well, we just sold her ewe lambs, and she is the least friendly to River. Oh, what are you doing? Is that the girl or the boy? The boy. Okay, we'll keep him in there with Mama to hold him. So these are the two little ones that we've been keeping such a close eye on. We brought them back down with the whole herd just this morning. And their little lamb sounds are so cute. As you can see, River really pretty much just keeps her distance from the sheep. She is not really a fan. And honestly, that's okay. I don't need her to be friends. I am not concerned that she's going to try to play with a sheep. she steers clear of them. So I'll try to call her down here. River, come on. I'll bet. Yeah, Spots here is the one that really keeps her in line. But River's being calm. Well, you're just pushing it today, huh? Now, a few months ago, she was getting really feisty in the barn, and River actually had to defend herself. I might have some footage of that. I will look and see if I can find it and put it in here. But she defended herself, and that was absolutely the right thing. That sheep over there slammed her into the wall of the barn, and that's not cool. So, by all means, River needs to be respectful and calm, and like she is doing right now. And the sheep are protecting their babies and stuff, but they're not being mean. Spots was being a little overzealous. So when we have River out with us, we just kind of let her go. She goes and checks us out, and then when we have the kids, she will just hang out with us. She'll go a little ways away, and then she'll come back and check on us without us really having to call her or do anything. She's doing it again right now. She did it with Caleb and I out the other day, and so she goes and she checks out the creek. She loves to get in that water and check what's in that pipe, although there's nothing there, and then she'll come back. That we are looking forward to with River turning 2 is trying to figure out a better solution for fencing for her. So right now she lives in one of our electric fences, just like all our other animals, and gets moved around on occasion, and that has been working really, really well. I'm not upset with that, but it doesn't give her very much freedom as a guardian to kind of run off predators or to actually protect a larger area of our farm. So one thing that we've been considering is getting a GPS collar with the GPS boundary fences in it. So there's two that I know of, the Halo collar and the Spot On collar. We've been doing tons of research. I think I'm leaning towards the Spot On collar. I think it has a little bit more customization in the fences that I'm looking for, but still working on that. I see that both of them have lowered their prices recently, which is fantastic. Yay for waiting around long enough to get a discount. But that is something I know Anne of all trades, she uses the Spot On collars with her dogs, and that's been a huge help. And I'm definitely looking forward to using it with River. She is back there just kind of going to town. But I think that that is going to be a big help on our farm too. So we have been waiting until she hit this 2-year-old mark and waiting to see some maturity with the cats before we kind of give her a larger loose area. And I know that she's a single dog, so I can't give her too much of an area. I don't want her trying to fend off an entire pack of coyotes by herself. So we're kind of trying to work out those details, but look for future videos where we will most likely grab one of those GPS collars and train her to use that. So I'm hoping that that works well. That is a far more practical solution than trying to re-fence our whole property. If you have a livestock guardian dog that's turned 2, or any tips and tricks for training, we would love to hear from you. We are still very new to this, and we are learning as we go, and I know that every dog is going to be a little bit different. But overall, we're really happy. I think a livestock guardian dog can be a great addition to your farm if you are ready for it. Electric fences and a better chicken coop door and stuff like that is definitely cheaper and easier. So if you don't have a lot of things going on your farm, you probably don't actually need a dog. But I know that dogs are fun. I mean, the kid appeal is huge. So just keep that in mind. I like to give a pretty realistic view of how it's been with her. She is awesome. We do love her, but she is a lot of work. She requires a lot of training. And that's okay. That's okay. That's what we signed up for. But know that going in, you don't just stick this dog out with your animals and hope for the best. It's not going to go well for you. So, and I also would not want to have her before I had livestock on the farm. So if you get her before you have, you know, your chickens, or if you get goats or whatever, it's going to be really hard to train her to those things if you don't already have them on the farm. So I hope this is helpful, at least just insightful on what it looks like to have a 2-year-old in training. And yeah, we hope you're encouraged. Hope you have a great week, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.